G'day, this is Simon and James at South OC Cars and Coffee. An incredible turnout today, mate. Big turnout.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff here. We've got a whole bunch of crazy supercars, a brand new Ford GT that was built by Bowden Auto House. We've got a bunch of Lambos and then even some classic stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely. Two magnificent old classic Ferraris, some really great pedigree, one of which is actually raced. It's got Recaros and everything in it, even though it's a classic old Ferrari, which is really cool to see. And there's a hot rod getting around somewhere with the biggest tyres I've ever seen on anything, running a blower as well, which is really cool. Hey, don't forget, if you're coming to South OC Cars and Coffee, do not forget to follow our rules. No spinning, no revving, no burnouts. So please leave quietly and slowly, including getting onto the I-5 as well. Just keep the neighbours happy as well. Mate, let's go for a walk and check some stuff out.
Let's do it.
This was here last week as well, and I showed it in the video. Got to show it again. It's just magnificent, pulling such a big crowd of people around it as well. Classic old Ferrari 50s owned by Alex. This is just magnificent, every angle. I love the fact that this car is all original. It's obviously all got the patina, even the leather seats, you know, I've got those sort of the wear and tear showing on them. You know, and there's a few little cracks in the paintwork and stuff and a few little marks, but you wouldn't change it. You wouldn't do anything different with this car because it just looks so great the way it is. We have another Ferrari classic one over the other side we mentioned earlier in the intro. We're going to look at that as well. It's been modified for racing, but this is a really good car. I think I've made this Car of the Week winner previously, but if I haven't, I might need to come back and revisit it. Check out the physical size of this Rolls Royce. It's hard to see it, I'm sure, in the videos, but the car is massive. I mean, the physical body size is like a large SUV. Absolutely incredible. Love these suicide doors, make it really easy to get in and out of, but also great to be able to get in here and video this interior. These are true coach builders, these guys. When you look at the different angles and everything on this vehicle, the fitment, the finish, it's just absolutely incredible. Like, for example, look at the way the trunk lid drops down like that. This is like a Land Rover trunk lid there, like a tailgate, liftgate on it, but absolutely magnificent. Next to it, isn't this thing pretty? McLaren 720S, really nice colour in this car, looks really good.
Take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste in my mind.
Sitting on the back of this pickup, not with the rest of the motorcycles. This is a first place winner, nut and bolt restoration on this 1975 Kawasaki triple. The guys actually got it here for sale. When you look at the attention to detail on this thing, and I do not know if the camera's going to give it do it justice, this thing literally looks like it rolled off the production line last week. Every little detail. Not sure if you can see the sticker in there, all the manufacturing detail, all the nuts, all the bolts, the condition of the heads, the carburetors, even the pipes that go to the air cleaner. Every single angle, this thing is absolutely perfect. I am not surprised. Look at the tyres, still have the little original rubber castings on there as well. So I am sure this guy is not going to have any problem selling this thing. This is absolutely magnificent.
From the heathens, got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
BMW track car here, ton of work. Look at the wide body kit on it, under the hood. Yeah, straight out through the hood, straight out of the turbo. This thing is tough as, full roll cage, Sparko seats. It's a really neat car, massive rubber on it, big aero. Ton of love, ton of time, ton of money gone into this thing, and it shows. Looks really good on every angle.
The pace when I'm running, I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing, I'm always...
Couple of very different, very special cars side by side here. First of all, this Ferrari, check this thing out. Got to point this out. Look at the carburetors lined up underneath there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this thing's obviously a V12. It's got a carburetor for every 2 cylinders. Just so much detail. Now this is a modified Ferrari. As I mentioned before, this is the one that's got the Sparco seats in it, and is actually racing setup, quick release steering wheel. It's a really cool car. I mean, it's just, look at the fuel cell in the back. Every angle this thing is very, very cool. Great to see that somebody takes this thing and actually beats on it on the track, which is absolutely incredible. So really cool to see. And next to it, a Ford GT, no ordinary Ford GT. This one's had a ton of work done to it. This has been into Bowden. This is a ton of horsepower and extras. The owner was telling us that he's got some HRE carbon wheels on the way for it as well. So an amazing car, massive horsepower, and these things are just going through the roof value wise. But this thing looks absolutely magnificent. I can't even imagine how good it's going to look with those carbon HREs on it as well. Very cool. Always great to have the guys from Polestar, sponsors of South OC Cars and Coffee, here at the show. This is a brand new version of their Polestar 2. We've had the 2 here for some time. This is the performance version they've just released, or sports version for 2022. The power goes up by 50 kilowatts. There's things like different color-coded seat belts, but also little things like Polestar always puts these little badges. That's to show the performance model. Also, Polestar just showcased their new Polestar 3, which is the new SUV, very recently. Make sure to check out our website. There was the actual live feed as they did the unveiling of that vehicle. It's a really interesting concept because it is an SUV, but the driving position of the vehicle is really dropped. So you still get that feeling you're driving an SUV, but you're actually in a bit of a more sort of sporty driving position. They haven't tried to squeeze a third row of seats into it. In fact, what they've done is just give the occupants extra legroom and space and more storage space in the back. So it's a really good looking car and worth checking out. So make sure to go to our website or just to polestar.com to check that out. But great to see these new models continue to roll out. There's some great stuff coming down the line from Polestar, including the car they launched or showcased a number of months ago, not launched, the O2, which is coming, one of the most beautiful cars I've ever seen. So great to see these guys rolling out new cars year after year after year. They are a serious player in the EV market.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever want.
Another car we don't see very often here, 1992 Lancia. This is a great looking thing. I was talking to the owner before, incredibly low miles on this thing, like really low miles. I think 7,000 or something like that. Just great to see cars like this that, you know, forgotten a lot of other places, but look at the engine bay. I mean, this thing looks like it's brand new. It's absolutely incredible. All the original painting marks to make sure the bolts are done up tight. You know, the sort of telltale signs of this thing's been looked after. Look, there's no fading on any of the wipers or anything underneath here. Everything's just immaculate. Even the wires, like look at the condition of the covering on the wires over here, just absolutely spotless. Little pieces of plastic that down, just amazing. Love seeing cars like that. Absolutely incredible. 1992 Lancia.
You understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with
Seems we always see a lot of classic Chevys and Ford trucks, not so often Dodges. I don't know what that reason is. I don't know whether people just didn't look after them or whatever. This is really cool. I mean, there's some signs that this car's had a decent life, but it's just so, a 440 under the hood. I mean, look at that, sitting under there. Doesn't get much cooler than that. And just the color is amazing on it. And then that beautiful interior. Have a look at this, the houndstooth in the dark green and black. What a great looking truck. Once again, just great to see it's just not something you'd expect to see, especially with a 440 in it. I mean, who knows if that's what it came out with. I kind of doubt it myself. I would have expected something like this to come out with, I don't know, 318. I could be wrong. I'm not a Mopar guy, so I'm not the best guy to ask. But seeing that under the hood, very, very, very cool.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares. See me right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me? Then will you get bored of killing me?
It would be remiss for me to walk past this and not talk about it. This thing is absolutely crazy. I was just speaking to Nick, the owner. You were saying this is a 1929 Chrysler Imperial.
Yeah.
And under the hood, it's got an LS1.
LS1, 480 horsepower.
And built on a custom chassis. And I think in 1929 they had King coilovers, no?
Just shortly after, yeah.
Yeah, this is... so did you build this or did you buy this like
I
this?
built this.
Were you drinking a lot at the time?
There was a lot of drinking involved.
I love that. The best cars come from that. Lots of cool stuff on this. You just decided you were going to build something crazy, and I mean, hell, it's like a rat rod, but it's a four-wheel drive rat rod,
Yeah.
which is great.
So this was originally a parts car for a 1930 that I was putting back together at original condition.
Right.
And I was left with a body and a title left over, and that's what this turned into.
Well, good for you, mate, for building it into what it is. I think it's cool. It's fun. It turns lots of heads.
Definitely attracts attention.
And that's what cars are all about, right?
Yes.
Good job, mate. Thank you for bringing it out as always.
Thanks.
Just walking past, this wasn't in here earlier. Check this thing out. Absolutely crazy. Custom work, incredible.
That's going to do it for another weekend here at South OC Cars and Coffee. So many insane cars ended up coming out today, and a fantastic turnout as per usual. I want to give a huge shout out to all of our sponsors. We have McGuire's, Polestar, PDM brand, Next Level Detailing, RPM, Tesla Aftermarket Accessories, Carbontastic, and MW Company. And then I want to give a huge shout out to all of our volunteers as well for coming out each and every week and helping us put on this event. We really couldn't do it without them. If you want to become a volunteer, hit us up on Instagram at South OC Cars and Coffee Merch. So we handle all of our volunteer rostering, and then while you're over there, check out some of the cool designs that we've got going on right now. And then please remember, if you are coming to South OC Cars and Coffee, remember no revving, no speeding, and no burnouts, and that does include while you're getting on and off the freeways.
Absolutely. Big thank you to Outlets of San Clemente for allowing us to be here. We could not do this without those guys. So please remember, if you do need to do any shopping, come to the outlets, tell them South OC Cars and Coffee sent you. Big thank you to Ruby's as well for looking after our volunteers, and to the City of San Clemente for their support as well. That is it. Have a great week. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. We'll see you back here next week for another South OC Cars and Coffee.
Thank you, guys.